Weight loss. It needs to be fast and sustainable. Noom GLP-1 starts at just $149 and ships to your door in 7 days. Take it from Lauren, who lost 22 pounds on Noom.
If I come off of the GLP-1, it's not going to automatically make my weight yo-yo back.
$149 GLP-1s? Now that's Noom smart. Get started at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. Individual results may vary. Not all customers will medically qualify for prescription medications. Compounded medications are not reviewed by the FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality.
People start to realize our differences aren't as big as they seem.
I couldn't really understand the magnitude of what was going on.
I know a lot of people were affected.
You know, it's still that divide.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network and Wish TV, this is Our City, Our Voice.
You look a lot different at it.
Everybody was kind of spinning about what it was and what was happening.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed. Presented by the National Bank of Indianapolis.
We are celebrating Black history here at Wish TV, and in this instance, it's the life and legacy of the one and only Dr. Edna Martin. She is the focus of a talk that is taking place tomorrow night. Anthony Conley is a historian and is giving that talk at Indiana Landmark Center. We welcome him to Daybreak this morning. Anthony, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, especially on such a monumental occasion. So, of course, Dr. Martin did a lot of great things, Indiana native, and of course responsible for that community center that bears her name.
That's right.
So you are going to be bringing this to light to many that don't know about her and what she has done. What are you first and foremost looking forward to outside of just doing that in this conversation?
What I'm looking forward to is sharing with the community the significance of Dr. Edna Martin and her work in the daycare industry, and also providing services for people in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood.
So first off, let's go ahead and shine this light on it. Back when she founded this center, there weren't a lot of places for us to go and especially seek services within our community. So a lot of people still benefit from that today.
That's correct. She started what began as the East Side Christian Center in 1941, at a time when there weren't very many kind of social services programs or organizations like this in the city. And it starts from a spiritual epiphany that she had. Her daughter had died a couple of years earlier, and she was looking for something to really get her out of this depression she was in. She read a report on juvenile delinquency in the Martindale area, and that was her moment of clarity to start a daycare facility in that area. She started off with 2 young girls with no financial support from any organizations, any churches or anything like that. So she journeyed into an area that was really dominated by the Black church at that time. And so she is a trailblazer as far as starting those kind of services in our community.
And let's just give a little perspective here. This is a woman that was born and reared in Mars Township, southern Indiana.
That's right.
And we're talking in the earliest part of the century. I mean, this is not something that someone could just go out and do. This took a lot of passion, took a lot of support from people that look like you and I to help her make this happen.
And keep in mind that when her family, she was born in Mars Township in 1897. Her family moves to Evansville and then later moves to Indianapolis at a time when this city was really dominated by Ku Klux Klan activity. So there's a lot of segregation, a lot of oppression, etc. But she was strong in her church, the Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, very active in that church, got a lot of support there. Also a lot of support from the Indiana Baptist community across the state. And she got a lot of training and a lot of education that prepared her for her eventual mission.
Now, what do you think what people are going to be most surprised to learn during your discussion?
I think one of the things that people will really be surprised about is how she started this on her own, right? She didn't have any support from anybody, but she was firm in her faith, firm in her focus, and as people started to see that she was determined to make this work, they started to gravitate towards her. People from the Baptist community, the Black Baptist churches in Martindale area, white Baptist women across southeastern Indiana would drive up to Indianapolis to show their support as well. So it's just an example of how when people see that you're dedicated to something, especially through your faith, and really trying to help children and bring them to a certain kind of spirituality. She was strong in her faith in Jesus Christ and wanted to bring children to that kind of way of living, then people got attracted to that and helped her achieve her goal.
And I cannot wait myself to hear more about this as well. I know our viewers too. Thank you for spotlighting such an important topic and during a pivotal time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Let's talk about how people can chat and, of course, learn more about this discussion taking place. It is tomorrow. It is part of the monthly Freetown Village Conversations in Indiana African American History and Culture. Indiana Landmark Center. That talk will be at 6 p.m. And I don't want to hear any excuses about costs. This event is free. All you have to do is register. We will have that information for you in a couple hours here on wishtv.com. Again, Anthony, thank you so much, my friend, for stopping by.
For having me.
Discover more at wishtv.com. And when you follow Wish TV on Facebook, check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.